Yes guys, today is a very good day. I'm going to collect my twin turbo R32. Finally, this car has not been here since January of this year. So January 2023, it went off to have some fabrication work. It came back briefly about a few weeks ago, but it had to go back again. So I haven't had this car for around 8 months. So yeah, I'm quite excited to get it back. Loads of work has been done is what I'm trying to say. So we're gonna head over to Lost in Fab and speak to Luke and see what he's been up to, see what he's done to the car, bring the car back, hopefully get it wired up and get it started, because I need to get this car done this year and at least to one show, so yeah, anyway, no more talking, let's jump in the car. Actually, let me show you what car I'm going to be going over in. Let me show you. Yes, this is the car I'm going to be heading over in. Jamie's Supra. And it's no ordinary Supra, highly modified. And if you're watching this today, which I'm hoping should be Sunday, you can win this. Tickets are just 99p. Absolutely insane little car. I'm going to try and do a review on it, which will probably go up before this video. But anyway, yeah, go and check that out. Right, we've landed at Lost in Fab. Let's go and find him. Here he is. Here he is. Smile for the camera. What? This is the guy who's responsible for the twin turbo taking so long. No, I'm joking.
What is this?
That's Jamie's Supra.
You bought it? You're giving it away?
Giving it away.
Oh yeah.
It's going up. Wow, this video drops Sunday, so we're gonna say today. Right, forget that car though. Let's go and talk through what's been done. Ooh, look at it. There's my kid's inheritance. All gone into that. Never coming back out.
Never driving it either.
You know what? I was meant to ask you for some sort of
phonic prop. Do you want to take that?
I might do.
You can take that if you want. Should have said.
Could have got it welded on somewhere, couldn't I?
Yeah, could have done.
Right, so let's talk through what's been done. You might as well talk through what's been done. What have you done? What have you done, Luke?
What have I done? What did we start off with first? So we made this front crash bar, the front slam panel section, because we wanted to do the stock one. And then we mounted your radiator and all your intercooler setup. It's got some nice tabs that I made underneath that bolts the intercooler to house it all. Made all this section here that, you know, that fits all your radiator and keeps it all incorporated together. We adjusted your boost pipes from what you had previously, because you're on a 2.5 inch pipework section on this cooled in.
Yeah.
So we went back to the 3 inch. So put some new ends on, welded them up. We've just recently swapped your inlet manifold again to another one.
How do you mean again? Yeah, so we went back to we had a P Motorsport on there before, and then I brought it to Luke with a different P Motorsport intake, but I've then taken that off and gone back to this type. So yeah, we had to redo this for like the third time technically, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. We've mounted this, haven't we? We mounted your catch cam for when you run your lines and stuff. Obviously we've mounted all this and done some adjustments to make it all fit. Got rid of your old one, which is down there beneath the front.
Yeah, so this is the old one, which a lot of people have got these when they're smoothing their bay and stuff, and it mounts onto there, but I didn't like it because you couldn't see the coolant level, and to be fair, you couldn't see the coolant level on this one either, but Luke's fitted a little, what's it called?
Sight glass.
Sight glass.
Yeah.
So I haven't really got to worry.
Yeah, you can see.
I could probably do still with a
sensor
in there, couldn't I? Because
you can buy a Boss for it.
Yeah, I can't check that while the bonnet's shut.
Yeah. Mounted that fuel pressure regulator, which the new one, because this is the second one that you've put on the car now.
Yeah.
Mounted that. What else have we done?
Let's put a gauge on that.
Yeah.
I bet it's not gonna. We have to put it somewhere else, can't
we? Yeah, you can run a separate line for it, can't you? What else have we done? Main parts in here, really, isn't it? A lot of the work.
Yeah, try and get around.
And then move this forward. Nothing in front.
Nah, you're fine, yeah. Look, it's moving.
It didn't move when it first came, though, did it?
Nah, you had to adjust the brakes, didn't you? What did you have to do? Put a washer on there or something?
We just weren't spaced correctly, so they're just binding on the side. work.
Size of them wheels, man. 97.5J on the fronts.
What, on the rears?
And the rears as well, but they're spaced. They got space on the rears. I'll go around this way for that.
All of the works in it, really, to be honest.
Yeah, that was the main bit. So yeah.
We did this initially, didn't we? So I made this front section to mount everything. Mounted the hydro, mounted all this. Made you a little button panel here. Mounted your pedal box. Mounted this, your screen for your ECU. And then you've just wanted this heater section, so we've just made a nice little piece to blow, and it's got a nice little panel underneath that bolts in, that's taking all the lines to that electric heater box that you've got, because obviously you've not got your standard stuff anymore.
Yeah, so explain this a little bit for everyone. So this obviously wasn't there before, there was nothing there.
No.
I've got like an aftermarket heater under there that I've taken from another car, funny enough.
Yeah.
And then
I've made like an exchanger box sort of thing, so all the lines run to it. And then it's got a load of holes underneath it. It's like looks like a cheese grater. It's the same as it, like this, but it's like a panel that runs under. There'll be pictures on my Instagram when I post it, because obviously I've taken photos of it all. And then that'll blow into this, and then this will help divide the air to the screening.
And you've designed that, innit? Like, so everyone knows, like, you've made that from scratch.
Yeah, it's all been made from scratch.
And the box as well.
Yeah, the box. Everything's been made.
Nothing bought, everything fabricated. Everything in here is fabricated.
Yeah.
And the pedal box, talk about that a little bit more, because that's not just like...
No, it's a floor mounted adjustable pedal box, so I made it out of a couple of bits of sections with loads of different bolt holes, because obviously I didn't know how tall you are or where you were going to be and where the seat position was going to be, so underneath here you can unbolt all this, slides forward and back. There's about 8 different positions that you can set the pedals to.
I'll put a picture of that up right now as well.
Yeah, so it's quite nice. And then we've just recently done the fuel cell as well in the back, so I've made a nice little box for it to all incorporate in. So this we've painted, it's all been welded in, and I've just been making the cardboard mock-up now for that section there for a little meth tank, so that way.
So we've cut the floor, well, you cut the floor out here, haven't you?
Yeah.
And the...
Otherwise it would have sat about here otherwise.
Yeah. So that will sit...
You gained quite a bit.
Just above the rear diff.
Yeah.
Is underneath here empty, like... You've got a plate on it, or is it?
No, I've left it empty, just in case.
Makes sense, doesn't
it?
Yeah, so you've done quite a lot actually.
Yeah, there was quite a bit of work done there.
And you made all these as well, because Radium wouldn't sell us, well, wouldn't sell me. They've got their own bracket with their thing.
They wouldn't sell it, then?
No, they wouldn't sell me separate. They said I had to buy the whole thing.
Really?
Like the whole, their cage.
That's like 600 quid as well.
Yeah, that you've just made, so it didn't really make sense. As nice as it is, but this is probably nice. This is nicer.
Yeah, it is.
And it's all custom made as well, so.
And then that's about it really, I think. We did do fuel lines, but the only ones that are relevant now are the ones that run under the car, but obviously with no thingy.
Yeah, so we're going to take the, I forgot about that, because I asked you about them lines, didn't I?
You did, but then you didn't bring it.
Obviously the old fuel tank's still in there, we're going to pull that out.
And then you could possibly run those lines that are under here, up through there if you wanted to, and then run them through the car there if you wanted to. It's probably a nicer route rather than coming up the side here now, because there's not much room underneath here. There's a structural piece here, so you've only got bits to drill through about. You've probably only got about 20 or 30 mil left on that now. That's in there. Yeah. So obviously they were originally there, but that plate's the angle's gone over there.
And what I don't know if you did explain a thing, but we're going to make a custom tank. I keep saying we. Luke's going to make a custom tank.
Yeah.
For methanol.
Yeah.
Just to cover that space, really.
You've just got a nice hole. I don't know if you can see it on the camera. You've just got a nice hole here that'll finish nicely, and you can get all your fittings and sensors and whatever underneath there, and run it all nicely under the car.
And we said it will be the same height as this, just to like.
What I am going to do is So this is obviously going to be the cutout for the wheel well there, and then I'm going to make this section, and then I'm going to make it about 50 mil deep or so, and then run it down, and then you've got a place to fill, and then it'll have like a little another platform here, and then it'll all look quite nice, and then some mounting brackets.
So even though it's done for now, it's not done for now.
No,
it's done enough though.
Yeah,
it's done enough. Like this, I should be able to take this back now. Realistically,
you can get this started now.
Yeah, plumb all this in, get the wiring done, because the wiring obviously isn't done. None of this was fitted before. All I had was the ECU on a plug and play adapter, so I need to get all this wired up, the switch wired up, the PMU wired up, all that sort of stuff. Obviously I need to wire up the engine. I have started doing a little bit, but it is going somewhere to be done properly anyway, because I'm just going to do it easy for now, if that makes sense. You did initially as well put a added a blow off valve in there, didn't you? But I've had to nick that because it was off the blue Golf that I'm making. However, I have just bought another one.
I did see it. Well, you bought the same one?
Yeah, I bought the same one. So that'll go back on there, and that'll be sold with the turbo kit off one of the other cars. Yeah. But now it's looking good. It's looking good.
I won't mention this line here that you've left on top. It has got a nick in it, so I won't reuse it.
Okay.
Where was it?
What Luke's telling me there is that he's broken.
Have I? No. Was it there? No. It has got a hole in it. No, I'm not. No, it's there. Look, I'm not touched that.
Yeah.
So don't plumb that up. So I'll throw that in the car, to be fair.
You've also added something to. What did you? How else did you do?
You've got the amount of, obviously all that in there. So you've got your sections for your fills and stuff. I've done that.
What's this?
They're just the reinforcement parts that bolt to this. That.
Okay.
You wanted a bit of strengthening, didn't you? So we added. I just added them to it. Right. Just a little bit more. So you can't. It doesn't go anywhere now. You know what I mean? Obviously, when the bumper was on, it was all okay. You know, when the bumpers and everything's together, it holds it all. But you're not got to worry about anything there now.
Right. So we're waiting for recovery. Get it back to unit, and then have another look over it. Find all the putting joke. Now, hopefully, I'll get back to unit today. I might try and start it up. I don't think it's that far off. I think I've just got to make some lines, which I'll just, I won't say bodge, but I'll just do some quick lines for now. Yeah. Just so I can get it running, man. Like, it'd be nice to get it running in this video, and then in the next video we can do it all properly, hopefully. But for now, Instagram, all that, so I'll put it in the description and all that.
Yeah, man. Lost in Fab.
We've actually worked together quite a lot, actually. Done a few cars. Got a few more cars to do as well. Oh, you wired up the old holes and stuff, didn't you, as well? Yeah. Anyway, listen. Next clip. So it's the next day now, and of course the twin turbo arrived back yesterday. I haven't done much to it. Well, I haven't done anything to it. What am I even on about? I just rolled it into the unit, had another look around it, and yeah, quite happy with the work. There's a few things that weren't done that were meant to be done, so it will have to go back at some point, but I'm assuming it was going to go back anyway for some other stuff, so I can get that all ticked off. Just little bits that need sorting out, but the most important thing is that it is now in a position where I can get it running myself. The things that I left to do now or redo now, I can actually go ahead and do them. So things like the lines, fitting the lines for the fuel in, I can do that myself. Obviously this is all new. I've never ran this before. I was previously running off the intake pump, in-tank pump, sorry, with an upgraded in-tank pump. And now obviously I've got that fuel tank to be coupled with this brand new radium set up, so I can go ahead and put that in. I've got the fuel sender, I think that is, and there's a fuel fill somewhere as well. So yeah, really expensive piece of kit, really nice looking and well made. Really happy with that. What other things I need doing? It's now watertight. What I mean by that, that's the wrong word, not watertight, but the coolant lines are all plumbed up to the new radiator. I just need to put some, what are they called, clamps on the lines at the top and the bottom. It is actually AN fitting, so eventually this will all get changed to AN and braided lines. But like I said, I'm just in a position now where I just really want to get this running and get it mapped. It's already on a base map because it has been running previously. Obviously I just sent it off and got loads of things changed. I'm not going to go over that in this video, but another obviously major thing that needs doing is wiring. I have started putting an old R32 loom on, which isn't great. It's a bit bodged up, but it will get me up and running. It has had me up and running before, so I know it will work. What I was using before was a plug and play adapter. So you can buy an R32 plug and play adapter, which will go straight into the ECU. Of course, this is all new. This is a whole new layout. Previously, the ECU was just down there on the floor while I got it running. This PMU is new. This button controller is new. I have no idea how to get all of this running. But for those that don't know what a PMU is, it basically gets rid of your fuse box and your relay box. And this controls everything. It's really, really cool. So you can basically wire the fuel pump, for example, straight into this. And then from this, you can use this, which will have pictures of different things on, and like you can press fuel pump and the fuel pump will start up. You can press, you can wire the starter motor up to it. I don't know how all that works, but there is a lot of information online, so I'm going to obviously utilize that. Again, another new feature is the dash, ECU Master ADU. This is the larger screen, so I think this is the 9-inch, I think. Again, never used it before, but what I did find is a loom. Let me go and get it, 1 second. So what I did find is a company selling a plug and play, well, sort of plug and play loom for the ADU screen on eBay. And obviously they've made this connector, well, not made the connector, they've wired it up, made this little fancy loom. And what that does is you've got your power, which I find odd that both the power and, so both the positive and negative are white. That's quite annoying. And then you've got your CAN bus, which is how the screen will communicate with the ECU. The ECU communicate with the controller. It will all communicate together through CAN bus, which is really, really cool. You've got a USB. You've got USB to CAN, which is what you need to configure the dash. And then you've got these ones, which are your digital buttons, which I think you can change the page of the screen with them. So, to get the screen on for now, I can plug this in and I can wire the CAN bus to the ECU, and I should be able to get the information on the screen from the ECU. So that's really, really cool. That saved me a lot of trouble. I could probably have made that myself, but I thought, you know what, for the sake of it, let's just buy one. Yeah, so I'm quite excited now. This has been such a headache, man. Like, the car's been missing for nearly 9 months now. I sent it off in January to be done. All this work was meant to have been done within like 4 weeks to 6 weeks. It took a long time. It came back briefly. I then sent it back for even more work, which included obviously the fuel tank. It included the heater box and stuff like that. But you know what? I'm not going to sit here dwelling on the past. It is what it is. The car's back now. It's time for me to get my head down, get stuck into it in my spare time, and get it running. I do need to remove all this stuff. Like this don't need to be here anymore. Someone else fitted that. I don't know if you guys know, but I have mentioned it before. I did actually raffle this car off ages ago and bought it back, and the person who won it tried to make it back into a road car. But yeah, that's another story. So they've put like seat belts in and stuff like that. So I'm going to take them back out, take the rear speakers out, take the seat belts out and all that kind of stuff. This is not going to have a radio. It's not going to have electric windows, stuff like that. The only thing I am a bit worried about is the pedal. This pedal box is from the big turbo build that's over there. Like a lot of these parts are from this. A lot of these parts are from that car, like the pedal box, the sequential shifter, the hydro brake, and a few other bits and bobs. So I'm going to have to figure out, it shouldn't be too difficult. I'm going to have to figure out though how to make this pedal work with my current throttle body and, wire it in somehow. Like I said, it shouldn't be that difficult, fingers crossed. Obviously the brake switch is there as well. And then you've got the clutch pedal switch as well, which you need to have wired in for things like launch control and no lift shift and stuff. Talking of no lift shift, you got this sensor on the gear shift, so when you touch it, obviously it activates the no lift shift and stuff like that. So I've got my work cut out. I am a busy man, so you know it is going to be a bit of a difficult one getting it all done, but I really want to get it done. It was meant to have been done early summer so I could get it out and about, but you know it is what it is. So I think what I'm going to do for now is just take out all this rubbish. I'm going to take out what I mentioned, like the seat belts. I think that's my replacement loom that I'm going to cut up and use for the engine. I will, and I think I already said that this is going to have a full motorsport wiring harness fitted to it. So, you know, I can get away with just having rubbish wiring for now. As long as it's safe, I can probably get away with having rubbish wiring for now, like basic wiring, and then obviously it'll be sent off, and then, you know, it'll be done really good, professionally. And yeah, I want to get like the side skirts back on, get the front end back on, get the under trays back on. I need to put the exhaust back on as well. But you know, there's a long list. There's a long list. But yeah, I'm gonna crack on with a few things, and then we'll pick up in a second.
Nah, what's the?
So it is now actually Sunday, and I want to get this video out today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what I've been up to so far. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to get the car started. It's taken me ages to relearn what I already knew, and get to learn new things like with the ADU, the PMU, this, that and the other. But I have done some stuff, so I'll show you what I've done and then we'll go from there. So first things first, I have pulled all this out because it was all just doing my head in. It's all irrelevant. I'm not going to be using the original windows. I'm going to be using these door panels, rear speakers. I'm not going to be using the rear seat belts, this, that and the other. So yeah, I've pulled all that out. I have fitted the 4 fuel pumps, the 2 fuel pumps and the 1 lift pump. So obviously that needs wiring up. I did buy the level sender as well. So I need to work out how to get that working with the ADU screen. I've connected a little battery up. This is such a sick little battery, absolutely weighs nothing. Super B battery. Yeah, so yeah, fuel pumps are in, and yeah, it's looking like a bit of a mess in here. Obviously, excuse all of this. It's not going to end up like this. This was just me trying to figure a few things out. This actually turned out to be a good table. So yeah, what have I done? I've got some power to everything. I have kind of figured out how to work the PMU, and a little bit of the switch panel. I figured out how to configure the switch panel to do stuff like, let me just turn this on. Let me just turn it on and show you. Look at that. I'm so gash. You don't understand how happy this makes me. This is like like really good for me. Anyway, so I've even got the little indicator, the gear select indicator for the Quave sequential. Tell you what, let's give this a little pull. Reverse, neutral, first gear. How cool does that sound? I can't wait to be sending that down wherever it is. So yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, I've just basically been learning it. It's now Sunday, as I mentioned. I got the car back on Thursday. I didn't do anything to it on Thursday. Friday, I spent a little bit of time doing all of this and just spending loads of time on YouTube, basically. I didn't do anything on Saturday, which was yesterday. And then today, I haven't done much to it either, other than pull all the stuff out you just saw behind me. So yeah, this keypad's really cool. You can do a lot. Like, you can program the button to be like latching or non-latching. So non-latching is where you'd press it and let go and it goes back to how it was. So you'd use that for like the starter motor. So you'd hold it while it starts up. Once it started up, let go. This one is latching. So, you know, I don't know, maybe use that for ignition or wiper motor. So you'd have it on, slow, fast, off, slow, fast, off, something like that. Obviously you can configure it for a lot of things, and it's so cool because it's literally just 4 wires. So you've got your 2 CAN wires, your power and your earth, which is going to the power's getting sent from the PMU. So again, that's acting as a relay and a fuse board. And yeah, you configure what you want this to do via the CAN to USB on the computer. Let me just show you quickly, actually. So yeah, this is the PMU program. And like I said, look, you can set it to what you want the buttons to do, what you want the outputs to do, because I think it's got like 16 outputs, or I can't remember exactly, but it's got loads of outputs which you can send to the screen, power, ECU power, switch panel power, heater power, all that sort of stuff. And then you've got inputs as well, like your analog stuff, like your sensors and all that sort of stuff. So it's really, really cool. This is actually a file of someone else's PMU, so it's no relevance to mine. I've just been editing it accordingly to match up with mine. So yeah, that is it really. I haven't really done much else, like I said. Yeah, like I said, so I was hoping to have got it started, but I think I was being a bit optimistic there, especially with only giving myself a couple of days. But I do think by the next video on this, it will be running. I can't see why not, really. But yeah, with that said, before we go, actually, it's Sunday, so obviously there is a live draw today, and you have got your choice between taking this Starlet GT Turbo, fully forged, or this Mark II Golf, which is a VR6 conversion and supercharged. Also up for grabs is this brand new Honda CR250R, brand spanking new, 0 miles on it. So yeah, 25p can win you the Crosser, 25p can win you either this or this. Let me know in the comments what you would take. I'm a Mark II fan. I've got a few already, so I'll probably take the Starlet if I was allowed to pick. Obviously, as you already know, we've got Jamie's Supra in. It's absolutely insane Supra, 760 brake horsepower on ethanol and 630 just on normal pump fuel. I've given it a clean, and yeah, it's so sick. Such a nice looking car, man. And yeah, someone's going to be winning this a week today. So next Sunday, someone's going to be winning this. And if they don't want this, guess what? They can take £50,000. Again, let me know in the comments. What would you be taking? So anyway, with that done, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Catch me on the next video. Make sure you go and follow me on Instagram, anton.levelup. Follow Level Up giveaways as well. Level Up, I think, .giveaways on Instagram. I'm on Facebook, all that good stuff. And until the next video, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.